Steve has his top 10 games of the week, and then we'll dive into some NFL stuff. But since you brought up college, we got to get right into college.
Well, let's do it then. Top 10 games. Let's bring the graphic up right now. It's our brand new segment sponsored by Valor. And we're going to start right here just like this. So, Steve, you're going to have pretty much a minute and a half to kind of talk about why your list is your list for each game. So we're going to do your thing.
Yeah, I'll give us look. We got to go.
Steve, you're on horn. We have a sound for you, Steve. By the way, we have a sound for you.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So a minute and a half for each little thing. Yeah.
What was that, Bailey? That means you got to move on to game 9.
Well, hold on. Okay.
All right, so you're going to start from 10 to go to 1. Steve, how you going to do it?
I'll go 10 to 9. All right, so we got South Carolina Vautech, Beamer Bowl. That's going to be Sunday afternoon, the game before the main event that night. Interesting game. Now, I want to see if Lenora Sellers can be a more natural thrower of the football. I know they talk about the percentage completion. It's pretty high. But I want to see if he can make in-pocket throws on time. That's going to be the next step of his development. And for Virginia Tech, this is a huge year. Huge year for that coach. Fry. He's got to come up with something. And Chiron Drones, I call him economy Jalen Hurts. He's got to stay healthy. He stays healthy, they have a chance.
Steve, real quick, I'll make a prediction on this.
Uh-oh.
Beamer's son will be the new head coach there.
Hold on. Don't you think that's a backward step?
No, because it's
from an SEC job to Virginia Tech that's now become a second division ACC club. Really?
Yeah.
You think the family ties override all of this?
Blood is thicker than water, yes.
Even if the job is not as good?
Yes, because I believe what's going to happen is that the ACC is going to crack off and become one thing with the SEC eventually.
Some of the schools, not all.
That's what I'm saying.
All.
They'll be one of them.
I don't think Miami's going to be part of the SEC. I'm hearing Big Ten.
Yeah, that might be fine. That might be right, but I think they're going to create it by geographic location.
Number 9, the battle of the U's, but not the U. I want to see Nico. And Utah, I believe, is going to have a bounce back year. New coordinator, Devin Dampierre, great dual threat quarterback. And Kyle Whittingham is a serious football coach. They run a good program, a set of really good, strong tackles. One guy's supposed to be a first-round draft choice. I want to see this new offense. But, Coach, Nico is going to be the most scrutinized player on the West Coast because of all the stuff that went on.
Mm-hmm.
And
how much pressure? So he has a ton of pressure on him, right?
There's no doubt. Look, he asked for a raise and he got a demotion. They have Sun Siri now running that offense. And I don't know. Did he actually go to more talent from Tennessee to UCLA? That could be a divorce where both parties lose. Bottom line.
E-Dub will be there in person. So he'll be at that Utah-UCLA game. He's interested to see both as well. Utah's supposed to be better, Steve, as you alluded to. I think UCLA is going to be better.
We shall see.
UCLA's schedule isn't too hard, though, right?
Yeah.
Up until like the end?
Yeah, well, look, I'll give Deshaun Foster credit. I thought the last 7 games last year, they started to really compete.
Yeah,
they looked terrible the first month, and I thought the last 6-7 weeks they got markedly better. Played a lot of close one-possession games, but offensively they've got to be markedly improved. All right, so the next game, Syracuse and Tennessee. Let's see what Aguilar has. He basically got traded for Imalieva, and Syracuse lost a lot. And I want to see if Fran Brown, after a great first year leading the Orange, can go out there and build on this. And that quarterback situation, Angeli, can he be as productive as Kyle McCord? I have my doubts, and they also lost Trevor Pena, their best receiver. Tennessee should win this game. They'll probably dominate the crowd out there at Mercedes-Benz. But fiery Fran Brown, I believe in the big picture program direction, is very strong with him as long as he's there at Syracuse. And let's see, what if Joey Aguilar comes out slinging and hits a bunch of throws last year that Nico didn't make? What does that say? I think that's a real interesting thing to look at, because if you watch Nico last year, he overthrew a lot of go routes and post patterns that were wide open. So they can talk about, well, you're not preparing us for the NFL. Hey, Nico, hit some routine throws. All right, next game. Bama FSU is starting to get a little tight for me. I'll tell you why. Bama's banged up, guys. Bama is banged up, and now Tim Keenan, their defensive tackle, is out. Jam Miller is out. New quarterback. But I'm a believer in DeBoer. DeBoer did not have a great year. He's okay. Now he's got Ryan Grubb back as his coordinator. I think Ty Simpson runs that offense a little bit better. And, Coach, do you think Norvell's in trouble at FSU if they bomb again?
Oh, yeah.
He's on a hot seat for sure.
Yeah, he's definitely – I think he's gone if they don't – if they're like a 5-win team, I think he's gone.
Coach, if they win 5 games, that would be double and a half their win total from last year.
Which is unbelievable, right? Because, like, Steve, real quick, you judge coaches on their progression year in and year out. That's why I'm interested to see what Dion does in year 3 here at Colorado. You judge coaches by how they're ascending. Like, I don't know if Norvell, that 1 year you look at it and say, oh, he had that great year that they didn't get in the playoffs.
2 good years out of 5, and the rest have been like 500 or below.
Yeah, the body of work is not shown up to be what it was. Like, I think Memphis was where his niche. He came from Arizona State as a coordinator. He goes to Memphis. That was like his niche. Now he gets to those big boys, and it's a different ballgame, different world. Big fishy, little fish, Steve.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think Thomas Castellanos will be a better fit with that Gus Malzahn offense than he was with Bill O'Brien. But with that said, there's still some limitations to his game, and Norvell now has 2 new coordinators. Tony White, very respected, came from Bama. If FSU plays it close, I think they're going to be okay. If they get blown out at home, just like what happened last year, I think some of those guys are going to quit. That's exactly what happened after they lost their second game to Boston College. Okay, moving on. Monday night to wrap up Labor Day weekend, TCU goes to Chapel Bill. I don't think much more needs to be said than that, but TCU has a really good quarterback in Josh Hoover. They expect to have a really good offense. Gio Lopez just got named the Carolina quarterback. I think the intrigue is this, guys. Yes or no? Is Miss Jordan Hudson going to be on the sideline?
Yes.
Hell yes. She's going to be dressed up in all blue boots, all blue, dark blue navy jacket. Her hair's going to be flowing. The nails going to be done. She's going to be right now. And she's going to have a headpiece on, too, talking to the guys in the skybox.
Nah, wow. that ain't going to happen. If that happens, it's a mockery.
Watch it.
If that happens, I'll quit watching football.
Can't you just watch the game in a luxury box like every other significant other? My God.
Like every other female should.
Right. Yeah. Unless it's like Mark Richt's wife, who was like playing the role of the hydration coordinator. She'd fill up the water bottles and give that was different because she wore like regular training clothes. All right, whatever. But anyway, Monday night, that's going to wrap it up. Then, game that I believe Gus Malzahn needs to win. And this could have an impact on the rest of the season in terms of the momentum. Auburn, guys, goes to Waco. And remember what they said about Waco during the hostage situation with David Koresh? We know what Waco stands for?
What?
We ain't coming out. They better come out with the victory. And I'm just telling you, Baylor has Sawyer Robertson, and they have a very good running back. In the last 5 games, David Ronda saved his job. Now, Cam Arnold. Cam, you can reinvent your career here. But if you don't, Deuce Knight is waiting in the bullpen. Make this happen. But Auburn has a really good set of receivers. Let's see if this offense can function. But, Coach, I have a feeling if they lose this game and they struggle into October, that coach of theirs could be golfing 18 holes every day rest of the year. Seriously. Get his handicap down to 2.
I think he's gone.
Play Pebble Beach, All right, then. Here's a game that I am really looking forward to, and I'll be watching it, and I've told my friends I'm not going out Friday night because I got to watch this game and the one we're talking about.
Is that tonight or tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Georgia Tech visits Boulder.
Game of the weekend.
Coach Prime says, I got a better team this year than last year. And I'm thinking, really?
Yep.
Really? Oh, we shall see.
Yep.
This motherfucker said game of the weekend over Ohio State, Texas.
Running game better, defense better.
The prime sexuality in Smitty is
storylines, homie.
We'll get to that a little later. But the Rambling Wreck, I like this team. I believe Haynes King is the most underrated quarterback in the country. This guy has come a million miles away from the guy that had that Statue of Liberty release at A&M, and I thought he was terrible. I think he's a frontline quarterback now. He stays upright and healthy. This is an ACC sleeper. They shorten the game. They're physical. They play tough, and they're very creative. The Jackets are going to be a tough out. Thankfully, Miami does not play them this year. Now, let's get into the main events. This is like a Don King undercard. Triple main event here. Miami at Notre Dame.
Hold on, let me be clear. See, I got to stop you.
Yeah,
I stopped the broad yesterday, and she got offended. So,
do you know who I am? Don't you clown? Don't call. Wait, oh yeah, sorry.
I didn't say clown. All right. Are these your like particular favorite games you want to see, or based on what you think's the best possible game and the outcome of the game?
A little bit of both. Because if it was just purely my list, Miami Notre Dame would be number 1 through 10.
Right. Okay, got you. All right, go.
Yeah. So Miami Notre Dame. I hope it doesn't rain all day. I'm hearing I actually bought a rain poncho that I packed.
Really?
Yeah, it's Miami, South Florida.
Is it a Miami poncho? Is it orange?
No, it's clear. It's an orange out, so I want the orange to show. So, I keep it real. So, all right, not enough said about this game. Number 2, Brian Kelly, Coach Smitty. How much pressure is there on BK to win this game? He's 0 for 3 in openers at LSU.
He got to win this one, JB. He got to, man.
He's not. He's not.
Why is that? Are you a believer in Clemson, Coach? Because I am.
Yeah, and I am. And especially after Clemson got just ran through by Georgia last year to start the season, there's no way that Dabo allows that again. I would expect. If it is, I'll be shocked. So especially with everyone thinking Clemson is going to be as good as they are. Their D-line reminds me of what they were with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. And Woods and Parker.
Yeah, I think they're going to dominate. I'm not a huge believer in Nuss. I know his old man. I like his old man. He's a great coach. The kid, I'm not a believer in like a lot of people.
I'm going to ask y'all which team had the better quarterback, but you didn't answer that question.
Clemson has the best quarterback in the country.
Also, now, hold on. Do you actually like Cade this much, or do you believe it's just a field of mediocrity and he's the best?
A little bit of both, but yeah, that's a good question. A little bit of both, but he is the best, in my opinion, in the country for this field or whatever. Like, I do believe he's the best overall.
Here's the thing about Nuss. Everyone rips Carson Beck for being a turnover machine because he had 12 interceptions, which is too many. I'll admit it. You know how many Nussmeier had last year?
How many?
12. Hello? And then number 1 right off the top. And by the way, good news. Coach, you have YouTube TV, right?
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh, yeah, Fox.
Woo! We got a reprieve because you almost – we're not going to be able to watch this game. Texas, Ohio State.
Wow. So real quick, break that down. So what officially happened with that? So Fox
gave an extension.
It's just an extension, though. We don't know how long. So that's the problem, though. If it's a shitty deal and it ends up being fucking shut down week 5, though, people are going to be pissed. They're going to be dropping YouTube TV.
Smitty, you know what I'll never forget? A couple years ago, the Thursday night opener, the one that everyone was looking forward to, was Florida at Utah. And then a minute before they're about to switch over, where I was at, the ESPN went, bzz, and I'm like checking the cable box, and I'm like, what the? I had no idea they had a carriage dispute where ESPN and I think it was Spectrum.
Oh.
So for the first 2 weeks, it was a huge thing. And I think that now these networks and cable systems and satellite systems are playing this game of chicken like, hey, football's starting. What are you going to do here? And you know who gets leveraged the most? The fans.
Yep.
But for 1 week, we got a reprieve. And by the way, about that game, call me nuts. I like Ohio State at home.
Really?
I like Arch. Give me Arch.
Well, that's the thing, Smitty.
I'm not a believer in Arch.
That's my point, Coach. I've never seen a player
I gotta see him more
be rated in the top 10 players coming into a season without any production. Now, he could be the number 1 pick in the draft. I get it. And if he is, congratulations.
and a Heisman hope, all that shit.
He's a Manning, guy. He's a man. It's in his blood.
But he's not the Manning.
But even the Manning that wasn't the Manning still won 2 Super Bowls.
But this Manning didn't come out of the nutsack of that Manning.
Coach, you don't think going to the horseshoe matters?
With the neck injury, though. Do your research.
What, Steve?
Coach, you don't think going to the horseshoe matters?
It matters, but I think the time matters too. And that's why I think there was such an issue with Sark and Day. I think Texas plays better early than Ohio State because of the quarterback situation. Arch is still
they both have inexperienced quarterbacks. Keep this in mind. Ohio State lost a whole NFL squad. They still bring back the 2 best players in the country, Caleb Get-Downs and Jeremiah Smith.
Mm-hmm.
But they got to get the ball to him, and Texas has legitimate corners. Here's the issue. And even though they lost a good corner, here's the issue I have. Arch at least knows Sark in the system and is acclimated and has been there. This guy, Day, is going to struggle, and he always struggles with quarterbacks that are unknown that we don't know that are returning, like Urban Meyer era. We knew who's returning. I think they struggle early, man. I do.
I'll say one thing about Sark. When he's in rhythm, he's the best big game play caller. The game that he called at Alabama in 2023 was unbelievable.
Him and Lane,
deep shots, and I was like, wow.
Him and Lane are the 2 best OCs, and obviously they're head coaches, but I'm just talking OC. They're the 2 best in college football.
So there it is. That's week 1, and also Nebraska-Cincinnati tonight. I want to see if Dylan Raiola actually takes that next step with Holgorsen as his coordinator. They think he's going to be much improved. He had a pretty good year. Year 3 of Matt Rule. This is when they make that jump. I know some people have him in the playoffs. We shall see.
Man. Steve Kim's top 10 list, and you did it right on time. We're going to keep getting better. We might lower the time a little bit next time, make it a little harder.
Maybe just a minute. And by the